What is cracking? Healthiest social media. Family in the game. Hey guys, what's going on? Good to see you rocking the Deadpool hat, the Deadpool jacket, and the Deadpool shirt. You see it? It's good and golden. It says, "Out of the way, nerd." There's nothing wrong with nerds. Nerds are amazing. They run the country. Okay, enough of that stuff. Get over. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, individuals of all kinds, fans, family, and friends. It's your boy K Shines. And I just got done with a very serious, quick workout, 13 minutes, and I did it non-stop without a break. And I feel great in this makeshift iron. Not much of an iron paradise. No, this hotel is not living up to par or snuff at all. But here's the deal, guys. It's Motivation Monday, but it's a different kind of Motivation Monday. This Motivation Monday will not involve you seeing me racking those weights, pumping that iron. No. This Motivation Monday has me sitting down, crossing my legs, 17M style, indeed. Okay, you're wondering, if we're not gonna work out today, Kevin, what the hell are we doing? Well, let me talk to you about it, okay? You see me in there, hustling hard, in the gym every day, multiple times a day, via my Motivation Monday videos on youtube.com/Kevin Hines. Today's Motivation Monday is a little different. We're gonna focus on what used to be, all right? You might look at me and go, okay, Kevin, you're shredded, you're ripped, you're yoked. You might not say that. I'm saying that just to make you laugh. No, I worked really, really hard over the last year and a half, 2 years after filming Suicide: The Ripple Effect, where I was massively overweight and a little obese, and once again, near diabetic. I've been near diabetic twice, according to the numbers in my blood labs. Once years ago after my third psych ward stay, and once again rather recently. So after Suicide: The Ripple Effect and literally looking at myself on the big screen in the film, I recognized that I wasn't taking the best care of myself that I possibly could. And then what happened? You know what happened. I had the skin disease that flared up my whole skin, causing me secondary burns across my entire body from head to toe. Second-degree burns caused by medication that's supposed to heal my mental health that I've been taking for 20 years. So here's the deal, guys. I looked at a couple things. I was in excruciating physical pain, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 30 weeks. Feeling like needles were poking out of my skin from my bones across my entire body. It was miserable. I didn't sleep, I didn't eat. I became gaunt. So I went from one extreme, overweight, to underweight dangerously. Because I couldn't feed myself because I was in so much physical pain, it would bring me to tears every day. But then I really got a realization and a wake-up call. I got a wake-up call from a friend of mine that good gut health equals good brain health. And the realization that your membranes in your gut are directly connected to the ones in your brain. And that when you feed your gut poor, disgusting, processed, malnutritious foods, you are actually diminishing the functionality of your brain. So what I did was this thing called an elimination diet. I eliminated 90% of the dairy, caffeine, refined sugars, and gluten in my life for about 30 days. I lost the weight rapidly, gained the muscle I needed to be back in a fit place, and I was eating healthy foods that were non-inflammatory and weren't swelling my brain. That's right, inflammatory foods in processed foods, all of them, inflame the brain and swell the brain, causing a lack of brain function, brain cells to die, and many other issues with your brain power and your brain ability. Read the book by Max Lukarev, Genius Foods. It will change your life. Max Lukarev and I got to meet on the set of Dr. Oz while he was doing his show and I was doing mine. And I got to learn a lot about Max Lukarev. He's actually on the vlog a couple weeks ago in the Dr. Oz video that I put down with Dr. Oz, and it includes Max Lukarev and how brain healthy foods are also gut healthy foods. And I changed everything about my life. I lost the weight, gained the muscle back. I work tirelessly every day now in the gym, on the ground, on the streets running, swimming in a pool, doing yoga, doing whatever I can get my hands around that will feed this body sanity over vanity. So yes, I was near diabetic twice, recently as such as the filming on the Golden Gate Bridge and Suicide: The Ripple Effect. And now I'm in the fighting shape, the best shape of my life, but it's not about the physical aspect of it. It's about taking care of your body so you can feed your mind. And I know we talk about a lot of this stuff, but you know that 23 minutes of rigorous exercise leads to 12 hours better mood. Why not do that twice a day if you're physically capable? A lot of people are not. They're not that lucky. They don't get to have the ability to exercise to feed their brains. And not that they're not lucky individuals. They're lucky to be alive and be here and exist. But it's hard for someone who is in a wheelchair to be mobile and to change their physique and their mindset because they can't exercise. But guys, you can. You have that ability. You're on this channel, Monday Motivation. And I recognized in the time when I was massively overweight, which I'll show some pictures right here. Let's do a montage right now of Kevin overweight. Did you see that? Come on now. Now today, I work tirelessly every day to feed my body good nutrition, to work out my body, to feel good physically, to work out my mind. And I'm doing better than I ever have been. I'm on the least amount of medication I've ever been on in the last 20 years, and I'm mentally stable and sound. You might see me running around saying what's cracking everybody all the time, but that's just me enjoying my newfound fit life. I feel great. I feel empowered by the exercise that I do, but I'm physically strong, just like Alexa Towersy, who's on tour with me right now. I think strong thoughts. If I'm physically strong, I think strong thoughts. It's her mantra, and she taught me a lot this week in touring with her, and I'm thankful for that. Guys, I want you to realize your inner potential and your inner power to do whatever your heart desires that's positive for your brain, mind, behavioral, mental, and spiritual health. If you work tirelessly every day to augment your reality, you'll have just that, a newfound vision of life, an awakened vision of life. Who wants to talk about dreaming for things? I don't dream for anything. I don't dream that I'll go do this or go do that. I just do it. I wanted to write a book. I wrote it. It's a bestseller. I wanted to make a movie. I made it. It's one of the #1 documentaries on mental health and suicide prevention. It's been seen by over 30,000 people in 18 different countries. I wanted to be a public speaker. I've wanted to be a public speaker, you guys. Maybe you don't know this. Since 7th grade, when my father came and did the career day, Patrick Kevin Hines came and did career day at 7th grade. And I remember looking at him on stage, watching the reaction of the crowd as he did career day only as he could, as a 45-year banker in San Francisco. I remember watching the crowd and hearing all my friends run up to me and go, "Your dad is so cool." And I said, someday I'll do that. I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know where, but someday I'm gonna be on that stage giving knowledge, dropping knowledge bombs on folks that changed their lives. That was my goal. Then I went to a diversity conference as a sophomore in high school. In the diversity conference, there were 400 girls and 200 guys from all around the country going to learn about the diversity of America and what it had to offer. And when I watched those speakers get on stage and rock those crowds, I said, I'm gonna do that someday, but I didn't know how. And then you guys, what happened to me happened to me. I attempted to take my life, and I found myself in the hospital with Brother George Cherry. Brother George Cherry, who you see in the film Suicide: The Ripple Effect. And Brother George Cherry looked at me and he said, "Hey kid, what are you in for?" 30 years he always looked at the chart. One day in his whole career he decides not to look at the chart. I looked at him as I'm putting on my back brace and strapping it in, as I'm walking with my cane about to stand. I said, "Brother, I jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge." And he goes, "Oh yeah?" And I'm the Pope. He didn't believe me. He didn't believe a word I was saying. He thought I was delusional because I was in a psych ward. I said, "No, brother, that's what happened. That's why I have a back brace. That's why I walk with this cane." He said, "I'm so sorry. I feel so silly. Let's pray." And he came over to my left side and he put his hand on my forehead and we prayed together. And this Franciscan friar said to me after the prayer, "Kid, when you get better, you ought to talk about this." And I said, "About what to who?" He said, "You'll see." Every day Brother George would come into my psych ward room. Every day he would say the same thing. "Kid, when you get better, you ought to talk about this." It went from oughta to gotta talk about this every day. On the last day of my stay, Brother George Cherry looked at me and he said, "Kevin, I expect you to talk about this." I laughed him out the door, thinking, who was I gonna tell and why would I tell him anything? Why does it matter? what could it do for anyone? And then one day, my old priest, Monsignor Michael Harriman, formerly a father, married my wife and I, Margaret Hines, the greatest love of my life. And Monsignor Harriman, who was then a father, when I walked into church, hobbling on my cane with my back brace, with my father holding my elbow so he could keep me standing upright. And I came out of that service and I thought, God darn, he was talking right to me. Literally, he was talking right to me during that whole service. And he comes out, everybody's gone from the church, St. Cecilia's in San Francisco. He comes out and he goes, Kevin, how would you like to come and talk to our 7th and 8th grade class on Good Friday about your experience? I said, Father, I don't have a speech and I wouldn't know what to say. And my father took his other mid-sized hand, shoved me forward and said, he'll do it. I looked back at my dad, I said, Dad, what are you doing? He said, Kevin, you'll do it, we need closure. I said, Dad, you need closure, I need to go home and lay down. He said, Kevin, you'll do it, we need closure. On Good Friday, I went 8 months after my attempt to go speak in front of 120 kids, 7th and 8th grade class, thinking, who in the hell is this gonna help and why am I doing it? And I gave my speech, 17 pages, 45 minutes to read from the page, dropping page by page to the floor, while holding my cane and wearing my back brace. I stopped the speech. 7 kids raised their hands. Wonderful, powerful, emotive, intelligent questions. I go home. 2 weeks later, Monsignor Harriman says, come to the church. I go to the rectory. I walk there, miles, with a back brace and a cane, sweating the entire way. My dad was at work. I get handed a manila envelope, inside of it, a folder with the cover on it of Jesus. Peace be with you, it says. They drew it for me. Brand new, original drawing. Inside were 120 letters from 120 kids. And several of them wrote about their active suicidal crisis. We got to them in time. Their lives were saved and they're alive today. I didn't do that. The power of the spoken word did that. And here's my word to you. Work tirelessly every day for your brain, mind, behavioral, spiritual, mental, and physical health. Work tirelessly in any iron paradise you can find or makeshift your own. Get down to the ground if you're physically capable and work out every day while feeding yourself nutritious foods that feed your brain, your body, your soul, and your mind. Take care of your body. It is your temple, so you can feed your brain so you can function at the highest of capacities. You deserve to be here until your natural end. Suicide is never the solution to your problem. I am here with you. We are here with you at the Kevin and Margaret Hines Foundation. We've got your back. Let's conquer our pain together. Stay on these Monday Motivation Vlogs every Monday. They're coming for you because we love you, we want you to be well, and we desperately want you to be here tomorrow. And every damn day after that. You are loved. You are intended to be here until your natural end. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you soon. See you next Monday for a hardcore workout at Crunch Fitness, and it's gonna be gangster. YouTube.com/Kevin Hines. Click subscribe and hit that bell. Oh yeah? And go to KevinHinesStory.com/shop and get your merch ASAP. You got it on me? Let's go.